Hello, boys and girls. We are going to work more with character traits. So, this is called a character trait maze. At the top of each one of these, they give you the character trait. So, this one says compassionate. So, you have to know what compassionate means. Compassionate means that you care about others. So, if you see someone in need, you want to do something to help them. Okay. If you are compassionate, that means you're going to help others in need, that you feel for them, that you um, know when they're hurting and you want to help them. Okay. That's compassionate. So now that you know what compassionate means, now you have to think of what types of things would compassionate people do. Let's read the directions. Help the student find his backpack by shading in the details below that represent something a compassionate person would do, say, or think. Okay, so this is your evidence. So here's the boy, and he has to go all the way down to his backpack. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to read each one. Okay, in the past, students have tried to go like just straight down and they mess up. So read each one. And if it describes someone who is compassionate, then fill in the box. If it doesn't, then leave it blank. Then when you get done, you should see a path from the boy to the backpack. If you don't, then you need to read some of them over to see if which ones you made a mistake on. Okay. So, for example, a thin dog was on the side of the road. Katie took him food and water. Is that something? A compassionate person would do? Well, Katie saw that a dog was on the side on the side of the road, and he was thin. So obviously that dog was not being fed, and Katie noticed that. And instead of just walking away, she went and gave him food and water. That is definitely something a compassionate person would do. So you would color this in, okay? You can just color it in with the pencil if you want. You can do colored pencil. I don't care, but just shade that in, okay? I would not do it so dark that you couldn't read it, because what if you make a mistake? Okay. You might want to just put an X right here until you're all the way done and then see if you have a path. Then, if you do, then take a colored pencil or your regular pencil or whatever and shade the boxes in, just to make sure you didn't make a mistake. Okay. Then just read each one. Okay. So Brian asked to go to the bathroom. He was nervous about his presentation. Is that something a compassionate person would do? Does that have anything to do with compassion? No. Okay. It's just saying he was nervous and he had to go to the bathroom. That's not compassionate. So don't shade that in. Now, just because this isn't shaded in doesn't mean that these over here couldn't be, because the path may take you down and then maybe back up and down. So make sure you read all of them. Okay. That doesn't mean that it's going to go straight down. It could go back up. Okay. They're all zigzaggy all over the place. Okay. So, for example, right here it says, "Are you okay?" Xander asked the boy who had tripped and fallen down. Is that a compassionate thing to do? Okay. Somebody tripped and fell, and Xander asked if the person was okay. Is that compassionate? Yes. So shade it in. Okay. Go through each one. Okay. They're not very long. So you have time to read each one. Don't try to rush through it. And then shade in each one that shows compassion, shows that somebody is caring for someone in need. Okay. So that's compassionate. Then on the back side, or on the other side, is impatient. Impatient means that people do not like to wait. Okay, so if you're someone who cannot stand to wait, and so much so that you kind of get a little rude because you have to wait, you're like, it's because nobody really likes to wait, but some people you can tell they don't like to wait. Okay. Um, make sure that it shows someone who doesn't really handle waiting very well. Okay, so here's the little boy. So let's just start over here. Josh whispered about another boy's dirty clothes behind his back. Does that have anything to do with impatient? Well, no. I would say that that person is rude. That person is gossiping. Okay, but that has nothing to do with impatient. So leave that one blank. Is this line ever going to move? Brenda asked her mom. That is impatient. Okay. She does not want to wait for this line and she's getting very frustrated because she doesn't feel like it's moving. So you would shade this in. Okay. All right. Enjoy. Make sure you read every single box and color in the ones or shade in the ones that show impatient for this one and for this one that show compassionate. Enjoy.